Today we'll be talking about lessons from the Africana Diaspora. The first lesson we can really take away from the Africana Diaspora is how we relate to nature. Currently in most of the world, from traditional forms of religion, being Islam, Hindu, Christianity, whatever you're talking about in most major nations that contribute to the economy of the world, you have this blend of religion with neoliberal capitalist thought. The diaspora has its problems, but I would attribute this partially to not being in power and partially that focuses on the whole rather than self. There's this focus on the group. Now, when you see the Christianity tribal blends, rather as opposed to how Christianity manifests in America, where it focuses on just the individual and that very individual, almost libertarian-esque focus on how you get by in life, the Africana Diaspora focuses on how do we all grow together. Now, Santeria, Voodoo, and these related religions that at some point in their lives were at least some form of Christianity, even probably are now, have their issues. But the fact of the matter is they live in a place where generally they're oppressed. Now, this oppression breeds a strong bond. Oppression is not good, but this bond has created religions where you care about each other. When community is the forefront of your worship and your religion, the focus will be on the good of the whole. And environmentalism becomes much more easy to swallow and just to focus on our environment in general. Now, in the Africana Diaspora in general, I mean, even in terms of Western Christianity within the African American church, there's this philosophy of a connection between everything, and this stretches beyond the metaphysical. From food webs to hydrogen bonds that hold us together on a molecular level found in all living beings, these physical demonstrations of connection connect to aspects of the spiritual world found in much of the diaspora. The fact of the matter is the theology of animism and acknowledgement of spirits, or spiritism, directly stems from the connections in our own world. The diaspora, specifically in the Caribbean, has a personal motive in this, as most of its medicines are found in the environment around them. We do as well, but we're more removed. We take that active ingredient and take it down to a pill. Now, by taking away their nature, we could be taking away our own medicine. But in reality, we need to view it the way they do. Nature is a gift, and it's not a product to be sold. We also have a connection to it. These are 3 ways that they view the world. Now, religious freedom is important for all religions and all peoples. Put more quaintly on the presentation there, religious freedom for all peoples means all peoples. Before I started this class, I was unaware of the diaspora. Islam I was comfortable with, but religions close to tribal faith were uncomfy to me at best. I've studied these religions. As I've studied these religions and their theology in this course, I see it now as just another way of living. It's not more or less evil than the traditional religions. The freedom allotted to traditionally accepted religions needs to be extended to less understood religions. While it is not traditional, practices such as any form of magic or live sacrifice are perfectly fine. The reality is those within diaspora live in the 21st century as well. They're going to clean their spaces. They're going to focus on taking care of their people in the same way you or I would. Just has different philosophies tied behind it. Just because you don't understand it doesn't mean you need to fear it. They deserve religious freedom as well. This seems simple, I'm assuming, for anyone that is not my culture, but religious racism is a problem. There are obvious examples, such as the ones we learned about the class, the violence in Brazil, and even the violence in the Caribbean and legal discrimination. However, I was interested in the religious racism when it comes to more traditional Western religions. In the States, that may be Christianity. In others, it may be Islam in reference to the nations with Africans specifically. Now, bringing in any side of pagan religion is extremely off-putting to Western religions. In the Americas, tribal religion is at best taught in passing, and in Africa, missionaries have tried to erase it from history. However, this is mainly displayed in Christianity. Islam has it, but it's not as strong. Now, just connecting everything together, Mutabaraka touched on all these in his interview about Caribbean freedom. He touched on reparations, and I'm going to go a little bit past 6 minutes. I just need to make this final point. Reparations, of course, can mean financial compensation, but money doesn't solve all your problems. By using a blend of religious freedom, environmental advocacy, I'm focusing on compensating the responsible parties who need to be compensated. We could find ourselves in a world that's more accepting and loving. These are lessons we can learn from the Africana Diaspora, a way to exist with each other in a more peaceful manner.